Yo, so this is Renz. We are running a little bit late, like a whole 27 minutes late. But it's going to be all right. We still going to have our time today. We're going to talk about why do you keep breaking up in relationships? Like, what is the problem here? If you've seen the video that I posted yesterday, some of you may or may not seen the video I posted yesterday. That gives us an initial start into the idea of why people keep on breaking up in relationships. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But most people can't tell the difference between a good situation of why you should be breaking up with people, or if you see somebody who has went through multiple relationships over a time frame where they're getting to know someone and they break up. Matter of fact, we're going to add another little caveat in this, because before we really get into that, we're going to talk about the difference between black folks dating and black folks dating and white folks dating. We're going to get into a little bit of that. But a person you have two different kinds of people who are going through multiple breakups. Oh, and before I get too far, let me set up the little TikTok so that if we can have a guest on, if someone is brave enough. But what is the situation when a person is going through multiple breakups? You see them dating multiple people. They go through breakups with those people. Oftentimes, in the black community, that's frowned upon. In the black community, something wrong with you. In the black community, you don't know who you are. You don't know what you want. You just out here playing around. Because the difference between white folks dating and black folks dating is that white folks date. They actually date a bunch of people until they figure out who they want to be with. In black world, you find one, you meet somebody, you dating that one person to see if y'all can become a husband and wife or a couple like that. So white folks date, black folks court from day one, which that is actually not really good for black folks to just start courting from day one. From day one, you like looking at this person, you don't even know anything about them, but there's this expectation. Let me tell you, when I got divorced and I was in my 30s, and I, met this lady on this dating site, and she was like, "Who else are you talking to?" I said, "I'm talking to about 3, 4 other women right now." "Oh, I can't deal with that. I can't deal with a man. You don't know what you want and all this other kind of stuff." And I was just like, I just met you. I don't know if I even like you yet. So why would I cut off everybody for you? You understand? So she was upset about that. And, somebody want to come in quick.
Oh.
How you doing?
Larenzo.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
What's your name?
Renz. What's your name?
Kostya.
Uh-huh.
Kostya.
Are you saying your name?
Kostya, I'm from Russia.
Oh, you from Russia? All right.
Yes.
Okay. So what did you have to say on the subject matter?
Что сказал? What? What?
What is it that you wanted to say?
Чье ебать? I don't know in English.
Okay, I don't speak Russian.
50-50.
Okay, I just realized something. I don't know how to get rid of people on here.
Тебя вообще точно. Оп-оп. Бля, нихуя ты ебать даешь. Лысый ебать. Хули лыбишься ебать.
Okay. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. Most of the people on here don't know what you're saying, and I don't know how to get you off this thing.
Че я тебя в рот ебали? Нихуя не услышал.
I want to follow her. Yeah, what she said.
Whoa. You go.
Okay.
It's sister, my sister. You from?
Look, I let you on. I don't know who you are. We can't understand anything you're saying, and I thought I know how to, but I don't know how to get you off of here. So if somebody who's watching this knows how to do that, because I'm pressing buttons and it is not working.
Ну, из school нихуя не понял, но буду знать. Ну, короче, подписался на тебя взаимно, понимаешь? Say.
Look, I'm gonna have to start this over because
Say, я твоего парикмахера руки ебал.
Oh, how does this mess work? I know other people do this.
Say, please.
Yeah, I just had to disconnect the whole little thing that allows people to be on here because I don't know what that mess was. I don't even. That was interesting. I guess I got, huh? But all right, God dog. So I don't even know what the hell I was saying. I don't even remember what I was giving the example when in Black world is different. It's different in Black world. Black world is, you meet somebody and y'all supposed to be coupled up. That's it. White world, they date people. They actually like go out with a bunch of people until they find somebody that they are more compatible with, and then then they become one-on-one. But most Black people don't do that. So for a Black person, you're going through a whole bunch of relationships. I will say that one of the limitations of going through of that, and I was talking about the two different people where one individual it's okay, one type of person, it's okay that they're going out there, they're meeting different people, they're learning different people, and they're having these little relationships and breaking up, having a relationship and breaking up, because there's two different situations. My business partner is here, and instead of just walking past the camera, he decided he's gonna crawl across the floor just to distract me because he's an asshole. So, what is we gonna do? Anyway, God, dog, he is throwing me off my game today. So, you got a person in most situations, okay? When you have a person who truly knows exactly what they desire, they know themselves well enough that they know what's going to work with them and what's not going to work with them. They've gotten to a point where they love themselves to a certain degree that they know exactly what they desire to have in life and what they desire not to have in life. They know what makes them happy, what doesn't make them happy. They know exactly what they're willing to, asshole left the TV on, what they're willing to settle for and what they're not willing to settle for. When you have that person, the reason why you may see them be in a relationship and then not be in a relationship later is because that person are not willing to accept anything less than what they love within themselves already. But so that person is, you may see them date this person, they're with this person for a month, 6 months, a year, and then that relationship is over. Then they date somebody else. They start being with someone else and they date this person and they be with them for a month, 6 months to a year. And you would say that person, most of the time, we're going to say that person doesn't know what they want. That person is just flailing around here and that sort of thing. But that person really knows they have their standard. They're not willing to put up with y'all with the bullshit. The other person that most people think that everybody else falls into the same category, I need to light my cigar here in a minute, is the person that doesn't fully love themselves nor love themselves enough to find somebody that they desire to have in their lives. Because when you don't love yourself enough, every time you come and you meet somebody, and let's say you love yourself about 60%. You meet somebody, you love them, they are representing that 60% that you love in yourself. They're a 60% or two. You're not going to enjoy that relationship because from that person, you're looking for 80%. You're looking for 90%. You're looking for a higher percentage than you even love yourself. And that's not going to work. You're going to find yourself, you're going to wind up breaking up. You're going to wind up messing up the relationship. And it's just not going to work for you. The 80% person is going to break up with the 60% person. It's not going to, because that person is too far away from how much they love themselves to even waste their time dealing with you. So it comes down to a matter of loving yourself. And give me a second, because he left his TV on and I want to kick his, I'm going to cuss him out when he come back. It had just enough sound in the background that it was irritating. But yeah, so you got a person who don't, if they don't truly love themselves, then there's absolutely no way this person can maintain a relationship with anybody that is equal, that is less than what they're looking for. Or if the person is more than what they're looking for, no one's going to stay in that relationship. So if you want to, the thing about it is figuring out how much you want to love you. Like, how much do you want to love you so that you can have a relationship that's equal to what will make you happy? Now, the simple way of people will say this is that you got to love yourself first, right? You got to make yourself happy. We say these things, but here's the crux of it. Most people don't know who they really are. Most people don't know what really makes them happy. Most people are living based on what society has said you should have in order for you to be happy. Most people don't recognize, and let me, as I slide this over, most people don't recognize or don't accept or are afraid to be their true selves, which would make them happy. How many of y'all are, you know what, I'm not even gonna ask the question because I know you're gonna lie. If I ask the question, how many of y'all are being your true, authentic self, y'all gonna lie. Maybe one or two persons will be actually telling the truth, but the rest of y'all gonna lie, right? The rest of y'all gonna lie. And the thing about it, you're not trying to lie. You're not trying to lie. You honestly believe that you are being your true, authentic self. You honestly believe that, which it makes it hard for you to recognize that you're freaking lying to yourself. Right? You're lying to yourself. You're not being you. There's an easy solution. There's a couple of easy ways to identify if you're being your true self. Because your true self is going to explore and then is going to have a made-up mind as to what makes you happy. It's going to go and take actions towards accomplishing or having that in your life consistently. And then you're going to enjoy it. You're going to replicate it, and you're going to expand on it. Easy. And if I'm lying, I'm dying. And I'm not dying. How many of y'all are truly exploring your sexuality to the level that is your truth? Not, I get it every night or every other night. Not, we do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I get this, I get that. But I'm talking about you are all that shit that's in the back of your mind. All them things that you truly talk about that you really want. When y'all sitting around, I don't know about the ladies. I can't speak for the ladies. But when I'm sitting in here, well, actually, I sit in here with ladies too. But when I'm sitting in this cigar lounge and I hear some of the things that these people are talking about, oh, you know, I want to do this, I love to be able to do that. Y'all ain't doing it. They not doing it. Why? What's holding you back? Societal norms is holding you back. What everybody's gonna say, what the judgment gonna come down, what they gonna say about me. You know, our society frowns upon that. I was talking to my lady last night, sitting out by the fire pit, talking to my lady last night. We was talking about a little bit about this subject matter, right? And I was saying that I would wager that if I was talking to 10 dudes, and the reason why I say I wager this because I was cheating last night. Last night I had a little cheat code going on because it was a conversation that I already had in the lounge. If I had 10 dudes in here and I was like, how many of y'all, if society didn't care, no societal pressure, judgment, anything like that, how many of y'all will have multiple wives or girlfriends while being in the sanctity or being in the comfort of a relationship, right? And I think about four or five of them was like they would have multiple wives or polyamory, and with having a secure relationship. And then I said, okay, how many of y'all would be swingers if you could? Added like another 3 or 4, they would be swingers. Right? So we got our polygamous, polyamory, swingers is what the majority of the room desired. There was only one dude who was like, nah, just give me one woman, and that's the only woman I'm having sex with. That's it. Everybody else in the room, the other like 9, 8, 9, some formation of sexual variety was part of their ethos. If there's no judgment, had some women in here. It's a little different. Polygamy, not so much. Polyamory, swinging, they was down for it. If there was no judgment, I did that. That was That was almost a year ago, and it was nothing. I was in here, and it was nothing but women. It was like an estrogen festival going on up in this joint, and nothing but women. And those women were saying that if they could be free, if this dumb shit that men are putting out there about body count wasn't a thing, if chastity, they hadn't grown up with this conditioning of chastities and what a woman should be. Hell, a woman's body is more sexually engineered than a man's body. I mean, if you pay attention when y'all doing that, getting that good in, a woman's body is engineered for sensuality far better than a man, far greater than a man. So you would think naturally, based on nature's creation of the woman, that the woman would be having more intimacy than a man for pleasure. Just the way they're built. Should we not use all things naturally, how they are built for their purpose in a woman's body? Huh. They have experiences in intimacy that most dudes can't fathom. Most of y'all would have a heart attack if you had like 3, 4 multiples back to back. Damn heart been unbroken. Oh, I'm coming to join you, Weezy, or whatever her name was, Stella, or whatever her name was, coming to join you. You know, we've been programmed not to truly express ourselves in the bedroom. Of course not. We haven't. But imagine if you were. Imagine. So just in that instance alone, you're not living your true self. You're not. Most people are not. You're not living your true self. Most guys I know would want to have multiple partners. But we live in a society that says nope. Although some people are doing it. There are polyamory, polygamy, swinging. But here's the sad part. There's a lot of guys who's doing it, and it's called cheating. They're just doing it without the knowledge of their woman. So if you was being your true self, then you would, instead of cheating, you would go and be with a woman who is either into polygamy, polyamory, or swinging. You would go be with a woman who's like that. we was in here talking last night, and back in the day, you know, my grandparents' day, it was common for the husband to have another family. I was talking about how a friend of mine, who I thought was one of his uncles, was not. He had just been with his auntie for 20 plus years and had kids, and he had a whole nother family. That's how they were back then. In today's world, we don't do that as much, but y'all, we just out here cheating. Jokers just out here cheating. So that's just one. That's one example why you're not being your true self. You're truly not being your true self if in something as basic as your sensuality of sex, your ass can't be yourself. Some of y'all know that if you, when you're having sex, you want to do a little choking, or you want to be choked. You want to do some spanking, or you want to be spanked. You want to do some tying up, or you want to be tied up. You want to pull out some toys and do some things to them, or you want it being done to you. Y'all sit up there and be, and I used to do this myself. Used to be in it, right? Getting it. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I want to do this. Damn, is she gonna let me do that? What if she say no? What if she responds negatively? What if I don't? What if? And if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. But there was so many times growing up that I was like, you know, you supposed to be enjoying this, but you sitting up here contemplating that if you do what you truly want to do, is she gonna respond negatively? And then if she responds negatively, it's gonna, first of all, it's gonna stop what y'all doing. Then if it doesn't stop what y'all doing, y'all gotta have this whole conversation about, you know, I don't like and why and this and that. And you didn't want to have that conversation because you didn't want them judging you. So you know what you do? You just keep on doing the same boring thing that you've been doing. You just keep doing the same thing until you get fed up, and then you meet old girl, you meet old chick over there, and that one, she doing that thing that you was wanting to do, but you don't want to walk away from this one. So you over here, you over there, you going back and forth, and you feeling guilty as shit, and then you feeling angry over here, you happy over there. Then when you in your center, you're feeling guilty. You know not to be with this one full time because that one got some other crazy bullshit going on with him. But this one is the one that you married to or in that deep relationship with. So you screwed up. You're screwed. But you're not being your true self. That's the point. Not being your true self. Right? And because you're not being your true self, this is why you keep on going through different relationships in a negative way. See, the other way is positive. You go through a relationship because people are not, you know, you get to know somebody and you realize that y'all just don't match up because you love yourself to the 80%, the 90%, and this person is not matching that in how they love themselves, and then y'all two match thereafter, which that's how complicated relationships are. You gotta love yourself to a high level. They gotta love themselves to a high level. Then y'all love of what y'all are and do gotta match. That shit is not easy, right? That's a very difficult thing. But here we are in a situation where we're not even loving ourselves enough to know and be able to express and be who we truly desire to be, right? Like, why are would you consistently eat a food that you hate? And I mean, you go buy it. This is not like you in prison, no bullshit like that. This is, you go to the store, you buy this food. Like, I don't eat like onions, hell no. Like raw onions, not my thing. So I would never, the onions in the they will never get picked up by me. Hey, Vermika and Debrica, how y'all doing? Like, I would never go pick up an onion because I don't like them. So why am I picking them up? Why? So why would you consistently eat something, have something that you never, that you don't like? But you do this in a situation, and that's why, and one of the reasons why you keep having all these breakups. So you're sitting up here and you keep eating the onions. You hate onions. They make you cry, you know. And I'm not trying to be gender biased here, but women got a bad habit of this. You keep picking that joker who makes you cry, or you keep letting this joker come back into your life that makes you cry, that hurts you. Like, Stop picking up onions. But it's not his fault. You're accepting that stank onion smell, them fumes that get in your eyes. You are accepting it. You letting it back in your house. And that's because that's where you qualify within yourself. It's where your love level for yourself is at. I ain't saying nothing about love language. Your love level for yourself is right there. That joker is representing, you think that, oh, he beneath me. No, he ain't beneath you. He equal to you. The problem is you ain't raised yourself up higher. You got to raise yourself up higher so that now, yes, this joker is beneath me. And because you raised yourself up higher, you won't tolerate it. You won't let it back in. You won't answer the phone call. You won't. Your block game gets strong. But if you still down there at 62%, you letting him back in. You letting him back in. And then here's the worst part. You sitting there at 62%. You see that dude over there. He like 82%. You want that dude. That dude looking at you. And this is sad, but this is how men are. He looking at you. And the only thing he's saying, I can bang it. But that's all she ever gonna be. She's just gonna be a bang. She ain't gonna ever get the brass ring. That's not gonna happen. So then you go and you all ha ha, and he's like, hey, how you doing? And then you like, y'all get it and hit it, and he ain't giving you that time. Y'all ain't growing. He just like, look, I'm just dating. I'm just dating. I'm dating multiple people. I was sitting in there one time, and it's a lounge joke now, but I'm sitting in here, dude get a phone call. The lady on the phone said, hey, I want to go out and have dinner with you. That joker said, no, girl, it ain't your turn. It ain't your turn right now. And she's still hanging on. That girl is still hanging on. He told her straight up, it ain't your turn. And then got mad at her, told her, don't be calling me, asking me to take you out when you know it ain't your turn. That's because I don't know how. Well, I know how. This dude loved himself because it's not about physical beauty or anything like that. This dude loved himself at that up in them 80s and 90s. But he know that woman is down in them 60s, them 50s. So because he know that woman is down in them 50s, them 60s, he treats her like that. And she's accepting of it. But he only treats her like that because she accepts it. Because she hadn't raised her shit up. She got to raise hers up. Right? And until you raise yours up, when you're looking at something and you like, dang, and you see them looking up, right? When you sitting at 60 and you looking at that 80, that 90, you about to get abused. You about to get used. That's right, Remika. She likes it. Hey, Kathy. She likes it. And that's a sad thing, though. That's a sad thing. You shouldn't like that. Well, let me stop. Let me not say what you shouldn't do. But if you're trying to have that, let me give you another example. So you got a woman. This happened to be a woman again. What she wants in a man, she don't really qualify for. What she qualifies for in a man, she don't like. She don't want. Right? And let me put it in the terms so that it's very clear. And I know some of y'all might get mad at me about this. She has it in her mind where she thinks she's an aggressive woman. She's an ambitious woman, but she's an aggressive, take charge, get shit done, I rule my house, type of woman. Ain't no man gonna run over me type of woman. She's aggressive. But she don't want men to look at her aggressive. Right? Yeah. She don't want men to look at her as an aggressive black woman, but you are an aggressive black woman. But you want to force men not to look at you like you're an aggressive black woman. So you want a man that sees exactly what you are, but not say what you are or respond to you in the way that you are. Because let me tell you something, like when y'all say that, well, if I find the right man, then I'll be submissive. We don't believe that shit. We hear y'all say that, we don't believe that. People like, I'm not gonna believe that you're gonna become something once we start dating. Nah. I'm gonna see what you are right now, and that's what I accept. That's what most men think. I'm not trying to say it's right or wrong, just telling you that's what they think. But you can't. So she want this dude who's making all this money. You know how the whole little thing. 6 foot, 6 foot abs, 6 foot, 6 feet, 6-figure income, six pack. The 666. It's funny that people, that's the common thing, right? That's what she wants. But do you think that type of man is going to accept having a woman who wants to come in there and dictate? Have a woman that when they have a discussion about something and they listen to each other's counsel, and at the end they still can't agree, but then he says, well, this is the pathway we're going to take, and she said, well, we not doing that because I got my own money. I do what I'm gonna do what I want to do, or I don't need that. You think he gonna sit up there and deal with that? Hell no. He ain't dealing with that. He gonna roll. He's not gonna stay with her. All right, I'm gonna try this again. I let somebody in the other time, and they was rushing, and I know what they said. I think I hit it. Do it again, my man, because I don't know if I did that right. I did it wrong. Okay. Somebody need to come and teach me how to use this damn TikTok. My guy, you was on there, but I hit the thing wrong. Try it again. So, anyway, yeah, this is her unrealistic idea and thought process that any man who is at the same, and it's all based on finances, which is an irritating ass thing for me when it comes to women. Why are y'all basing money on finances? But and hold on, let me rephrase that. You should, as far as security, but that is not the total and complete character of a man. But when I say finances, it's like who wears the gold makes, who has the gold make the rules. What is the old saying? No, not when it comes to a relationship. It doesn't work that way. Not a healthy one. It's just not going to work that way. Y'all are partners. Y'all both have authorities. Y'all are both each other's greatest counselor. But somebody has to be the leader in that relationship. Somebody has to be. And if you're a woman who wants a man to be the leader, then you have to know how to be a follower. Now, if you're the woman that wants to be the leader, then find you a man who is a follower. But if that and that's the thing, because I want to keep it centered on the point, because you can get off track. I can get off track. If you are a woman who wants to lead a household, find you a man who is a follower, and then accept that man. Take in that man. Be the leader of that household to that man. Don't be afraid to demonstrate that in public, but don't give a damn about what other people say. The reason why a woman who wants to be the head of the household doesn't do it and having issues is because she's too damn concerned about what other people are going to say about the roles that are played in that house. And then she's not happy. She won't be happy with it. She won't. So you have to stop caring about what other people think of what is your actual truth. The actual true thing about you. Like, I would love for some of y'all to be able to tell me to come on here. I know I don't know how to do it on YouTube yet. Still working on kinks out of that one. But I know on Facebook and TikTok, people can come on. Or y'all can type it in. An absolute truth about you, but you scared to actually live it because of what society says. Because of culture. I hate sneezing. I feel like I'm about to sneeze. What's an actual truth about yourself that you would love to live, but you don't because of what society would say about that truth? It could be anything. But I guarantee If y'all are brave, y'all won't. But most of the time, women has the better idea who said the man has the final say. Uh, don't block me if the man mad because the woman won't let him control her. He should leave. Goodbye, sir. Goodbye, sir. The man has never been the head of the household. Don't block me. I'm not gonna block you, Bramika. I'm not that kind of a person. I ain't gonna block you. I would not do that. Hey, you wrote a lot of stuff. It just wasn't coming up. Glad to see you telling the truth. Wake up. And I hate when I have to scroll on this Facebook. Let's spice up the live. All love, even though we don't agree. So, and for Mika, that is my point, though. If you don't agree with that, now that is the social norm. The social norm is that the man is the head of the household. The norm in nature is that the man protects, and because he's bigger and stronger and all that kind of stuff. That is the norm. You do have your, you might be like a praying mantis. You get the dude, you mate with the dude, you eat it, you kill him. No, I'm not. You said spice it up, but no, that's fine. And matter of fact, Mika, can you come on here? You know how to invite yourself? Because I don't. But that's fine. If you want to be the head of the household, if you want your word to be the final word, and as far as women have the better ideas, I'm going to say I'll give you 50-50 on that one. I give you 50-50. You saying the man has never been the head of household. Culturally, in cultures around the world throughout time, the man has been the head of the household. He's been the head of the family. He's been the one that, makes the final decisions. Now, one thing we've gotten away from, men used to be the ones that if things don't go right, they took all the blame. It doesn't matter whose pathway y'all chose to follow, but to the outside world, and like this is how I was raised, and this is how I am. If I followed the advice of my lady and it didn't work out right, and it's something that can be publicly seen, I'm never going to let her take the blame. I'm never going to say, well, the only reason we did that is because she thought it was her idea to do X, Y, and Z. No, it was this is my idea. It didn't work out. I'll take the heat from the outside world. But as far as men not being the head of the household, that's been commonplace. Just look at how life was in the 1950s in the Americas and in many other places. Look how the world is in, most countries around the world. Western culture has been changing. Women have become more independent, but, men used to automatically get the kids in divorce. To be a divorced woman, you were scorned. Most women couldn't, back in the 50s, if a woman got divorced, she was headed to poverty because there were no, alimony laws and things like that weren't in place like that. Men ran the households back in the day. A lot of them were also abusive. Hell, Virginia still have a blue law where you can take your wife to the courthouse steps on Sunday and beat her with a 12-inch whipping. Why the hell is somebody knocking on my door at 11? Hold on, because I think I know who this little munchkin is. Sorry about that. And why somebody just knocking on my door and walked away? I don't agree, but men made the law. Okay, see, for Mika, that don't make sense. You don't agree with men used to be the head of the household, but men made that law. Right. Men made that law because men were in charge of the household. Men were running households Because they were running household, they ran companies and jobs. Because they're running companies and jobs, they ran government. Men have predominantly been the heads of the household throughout time and history. We have is decreasing, but the point is the fact that no matter who's in charge, it's about living your truth. It's about living your absolute truth. If you want to be the head of the household, just know that you're not going to get a man who is, for lack of a better term, an alpha. He gonna have to be a beta or a delta, or beta or a delta. He's not. He's gonna have to be a submissive, because no man who's a full, silverback. He is not going to be in a situation where, if there's a situation that we're discussing, at the end of the discussion, we cannot come to an agreement that we both like. And he makes a final decision, but you're always coming back, still trying to argue, still trying to make your point, still got something to say. And then all of a sudden it goes south and you in his ear. He out. What is the head of the household? Women, women have taken care of the household. Men have made the money. What he brings the house, the woman has made it a home. What the house, right? And what Deborah said. Let me see. I think I know how to do that. Oh shit! I hit the right thing. Ha ha ha! I hit it.
Hey, King.
Hey, how you doing, Queen? Now, am I saying your name right?
I'm eating some pancakes.
You're all right.
You started off the live. I was agreeing with everything you were saying. As far as us women, I was agreeing with it. But then, like you say, I just think it's a different perspective now of, I'm kind of nervous on here, but a different perspective of the head of the household. And the reason why I say men are really not the head, like I said, what does that really mean to you? And from what you're saying, to me, it means basically y'all got the final say, whatever, at the end of the day, the man got the final say. And y'all basically y'all think that we cannot do anything without you, but actually in reality, the reason why I say men have never been the head of the household is because the women have always been there. Even, I don't know what before slavery, in slavery, the women is the one that still had to stay in the household when they came and got the men and did whatever, pulled them from the home. We claimed that we was free. We did have family homes. Dad was out working. Dad was out working hard. That's what he was supposed to do. But guess who held the household down? Mama took it. Mama educated them. But Mama had to do. Who was there for this? Yeah, he worked hard. But who was there at the door when Daddy came home to stroke his ego? Who was there to rub his feet? Who was there with a hot meal for him? Woman. The woman has always been the head of the household. And then when the man, because the man got a choice to jump up and get his ass and leave his house anytime he wants to. A man can leave his family anytime he wants to. And when that happens, and you know it's happened, majority of the marriages, majority of, and we ain't talking about just black folks, we talking about all men. They can jump up and leave their families anytime they want to. And follow a career, follow another woman, follow drugs, whatever. And guess who's still there with them people? Guess who's still there holding down the family? The women. The women still there with the kids, still gotta white tears, still got to make it happen. And now she got to make it happen if she was not working outside the home. Now she got to make it happen, and she going to make it happen. That's why I say, and I'm not upset, I just get passionate about this. And actually, this is just a new perspective that I'm seeing. But basically, women have been the head of the household. That's all I'm saying. And I understand what you're saying about respect wise, because of course nobody want to be sitting up arguing with nobody, and that's in no relationship. None. I don't want to hear no bitching man, and the man don't want to hear no bitching woman. But the thing about it, y'all trying to turn it around like the only ones that's bitching is the women. And like if we keep bitching, we ain't gonna have no man. But actually, sometimes we be telling the truth. Sometimes men can't handle the truth, and it may come off as nagging. And I'm gonna tell you, brother. I don't know the exact percentage, but it's only like a 2% of real men. So us women, we ain't got much to choose from. I said what I said, King.
Nah.
You know it. You a man, don't you? And you know it.
No,
I told you we finna spice this live up.
Okay.
Spice it up.
All right. So now okay. So I let you. You know, you had your whole thing. So now we're gonna communicate back and forth. All right. Okay. So first of all, only 2%. Hell no. Even in my own little small worldview of people that I interact with, I know that way more than 2% of the men that I out of all the men I deal with, way more than 2% are actual men. Now, is it 50? It's less than 50%. Nah, it's more than that. I'm telling you. Oh, now you lied. Okay. I'm telling you, it's and you gonna say, look at me talking over the king. Now, so now you have some valid points, but I don't think all your valid points add up to the definition of head of the household. Yeah. The woman comes in and she makes the house the home. I bar none, give you that. She's taking care of the house. I do not question. I got one room in my house, 2 rooms in my house that I actually care about. I care about my meditation room and I care about the bedroom. But my lady can do whatever she wants to the rest of that house. And if she suggests something for those other 2 rooms, I'm probably gonna say, you know what, it's good. Just don't mess with my energy in those 2 rooms. We good. You can have it. It's her house. I got you. But now when it comes to a person being able to get up and leave, you do realize that, okay, there are a lot of things that creates that situation. Back in the day, a woman couldn't get up and leave because she didn't have the financial ability to get up and leave in most situations. And I'm not even talking about hundreds of years ago. We can go back to the 50s and 60s. If a woman got up and leave, she's looking at poverty, and the court didn't give her the kids automatically back then. Even now today, the courts are not giving women the kids automatically. My kids had the option to come be with me because they said, you know what, he makes more money and can provide a better lifestyle for the kids. So there was an option there. Right. But I also knew my work schedule. And I was like, I'm not going to be an attentive parent with my work schedule at the time frame. So we put everything in place so that, you know, I'm still there with my kids. I'm still spending the time with my children. So we can't just grab that worst dude who just gets up and he just rolls out and ain't got shit to do with his wife and his kids no more. Yeah, there is a good percentage of that, but it's not the overwhelming majority. Most black men are involved with their kids' lives more so than anybody else at 76%. People don't like that study, especially in YT people. They don't like that study because it showed that black fathers are not the problem that the media keep portraying and that we keep on saying. And then let me throw you another little curveball. When it comes to government assistance, it is not the black man not trying to be in the house with the woman. And it is not that he can't be in the house with the woman. When she fills out that paperwork for assistance, it asks who's in the house. Is the father in the house? If she says yes, she has to put the father's income. When she put the father's income, it diminishes how much money she's going to get off the rent and in government assistance. So it is her not putting him on that paperwork that's creating a situation where he can't be in the house at all. And she's protecting getting that money from the government. So every instance is not
scenario. Yeah.
Well, most people most people don't even know that part. They just think the government says the man can't be in the house if you're getting government assistance. That's not what it says at all.
But that's a lot, and that comes also from a lack of knowledge. Some of us sisters at that point, if we don't know, we don't know. So that's why it's gonna say, what is it gonna take? And actually, the women need to rise up and teach other women. We numb to the fact of some of this stuff that the government put out to do that with our men. And I agree with you on that. But I will say this though, you want to say that women when in divorces that the men was given the children, which is true because women wasn't able to do it financially. But the thing about it, the men, y'all, and it still come back to y'all. Y'all the one made that law. Y'all the one him to stuff like that. Y'all didn't want us to work. Y'all made us think that was the only thing we was worth was having kids and working in the home. That's why some of us didn't have the skills, just like you said, up until the 60s and 70s. And and y'all think it's a rise up against y'all now, but it's not. What it is these women is coming out these shells and they coming up out these marriages working in fucking slaves. And they eyes are being open. And I'm telling you, brother, I'm not talking about, and I'm not trying to box the good ones in with the bad ones, because I'm a sister that I know that there is some good men. I'm not going to deny it. I would never. And I'm a sister that before I got this new perspective, I was kinging especially a black one up. I was kinging every black male up, whether you was a king or not. I wanted to make sure you knew that it was in there. But since I got this new perspective, most of y'all not even kings. You say it's not more than 50% of men. There is not. You can't stop. You a man yourself. Y'all full of the games too, brother. I love you though. You know I love you. But y'all held us back. And it looked like we rising up, but what it is, we taking we ain't gotta be no house slaves no more. When people get married and then y'all put marriage up like that's a prize for women. Like, oh, if y'all don't do this, you're gonna be alone. But the thing about it, women been making it alone. Actually, it's the man. Y'all the one needs somebody. Y'all are the one that actually need somebody. Because 9 out of 10, y'all gonna die before we do. Y'all gonna need us to take care of y'all when y'all get older. That's why some of y'all don't even see it until y'all in y'all 50 to 60. And then you wanna commit to somebody because your ass old and crippled and you need a thing to do. And I ain't mad. I'm just passionate, King. Go ahead.
I got you. And the thing about it is that you're right. You're right that it has been historically over the last 12,000 years that men has held women as property. You're only good for having a baby. That's one reason why I have a different channel, or a spiritual channel of deconstruction of religion. And that's one of the things I talk about, is that all these religions and governments and society has held women down to the point where your value, you just now starting to get your value. Like for the last thousands of years, 12,000, you're just now starting to get your value, right? But you're trying to get your value in a system that's male dominated. Now, that's a problem though.
So which means that y'all males gonna make it hard for us. Y'all mad.
No, we not mad. We not mad. Now I am going to counter something you said.
In a dominant league, you just said it yourself. And this is a man's world. This is a man's.
Look here, James Brown.
It's power in the women now. It's power, and we take it back, brother. Go, brother. Go. I'm just passionate.
Look.
Passionate. Go ahead. No disrespect.
But let me change this. I'm gonna combat one of the things that you said. You said that a man needs a woman, but a woman don't need a man.
No.
Okay, maybe I heard you wrong.
No.
You breaking up a little bit. Hello?
Say that. Yeah, I said it's cerebral. I said, yeah, I said.
Right. Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah, a man needs a woman. We don't need no man. Only thing I'm eating pancake, y'all. Only thing, in my perspective, because I'm every day I'm getting new perspective, but my perspective right now, only thing us females need from a man, only thing is to get that sperm so we can have kids, we can reproduce. Now, I can agree with me that. And the second thing is, when we get horny and we want to bounce, that's the only two things we really need y'all for. Especially now that you're working. What else are you needed for? If you really want to get technical, that's it. Unless you find a true man, a true king, and only 2%. Now, if you find a true one, you got your compassion, you can build with, you can do this with, but it's only 2%. So the rest of y'all, we don't need you. But if we want to have a kid, and if we get horny.
Okay, so I do understand.
Y'all need us for everything. Y'all need us to stroke y'all ego. Y'all need us to whisper in your ear to make you feel more like you said, y'all don't want no nagging woman. You need a woman to make you have peace, because you don't bring peace yourself. You want a woman to bring you peace, but you ain't got peace yourself. You don't want to heal your trauma, so you want to bring it over to this female.
What?
Yeah, y'all need us for y'all to hold.
What? No. You got that part wrong. You got that part absolutely wrong.
What I got wrong, brother?
As far as need, we don't need y'all. We honestly don't. Men don't need No, we don't. If you think about it, let me tell you something. Most men, if they can get some poom poom without having to be in a relationship, most men gonna take it. Because hold on. No, I didn't stop you. I didn't stop you. I didn't stop you. You just said the majority of women don't need. So then there's only 2%.
Majority of men think like that. And you're right. So that means there you go.
No. So then if I were to flip that, then you were saying that there's only 2% of good women out there?
But you know that's not true.
You want to bet?
You know that's not true.
How? Okay, see, you can't do that, Ramika. You cannot do that. You can't have the same standard for both. No, hold on. Hold on. Stop trying to overtalk me. Stop trying to overtalk me. I am in your 2%. So
okay.
You cannot make a point for one group and it's the exact same thing for the other group, but yet say that the other group is more than 2%, but the other ones don't. If a woman only needs a man for seed and for sexual pleasure, and a man it says that he only needs a woman for just sexual pleasure and still for birthing, you can't say that this group, there's a lot more, they're good women, but because of that thought process, they are not good men. You know, that's a bias. That's a gender bias that's unfair and unreasonable. If both groups are saying, I only need a person for the physical attributes of birthing kids and having sex, then ain't neither one of them no good. So they got to be equal on that. You can't do the gender bias thing on that one. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's all I was saying for that part. We got to be fair.
Yeah, so once I stopped and listened to you, like you said, and you see I digress, I see what you're saying now, and you're right. So if that's the perspective we're gonna go on, I'm just gonna have to say it too. It's even. Well, 98. It's only 2% of good women out here too. I said what I said. It's women.
That's horrible.
It's only 2% that's worth shit. And actually, you just checked my perspective. To you. Now, I make us account. My perspective was different. It was before I talked to you. So really, you actually helped me today, and I listened to you. But my perspective was that there is only 2% of real men out here. And on the women part, I said it's probably only 60% of real good women out here. And that was mine. But when you just broke that down to me about the gender, I agree with you. Now, actually,
you broke up on that part. What did you? That last part broke up. What did you say on that last part?
I don't know which part.
Like the very last part.
Okay, basically, it's only 2% good men, 2% good women. Thank you for letting me see that. My perspective has changed, and there you have it. And you see how easy I am? See how? And I told you, I'm somebody that I'm just not stuck on just. If you can change, you just changed my mind. It ain't number 2% of good women out here. I said what I said, and the women that don't like it, I don't care. It's the truth. Just like I said to you, King, with all the love, it ain't number 2% of y'all that's real kings. But I love y'all.
Okay.
And I ain't mad.
You know, I'm gonna let you have, because each one of us, everybody has the right to their own worldview. You know, no matter what you think about it. But let me. I'm gonna draw this all the way back to what the origin of this conversation is about, because it fits. It fits with your 2%. I would say the reason why that there is only 2% of good men and good women out there is because the thing that I'm saying in this video and this live today is that the reason why people cannot maintain and have good relationships is because they never live their true self, not giving two rat's asses about what the government or what society says is how a relationship should be and how they should act themselves. If you want to hang from the chandelier, hang from the chandelier. If the woman want to be the breadwinner, the woman and the dude work at house, he take care of the house, then go do that. Whatever your situation, whatever it is about you. Like for me, some people get mad at me because I'm like, I'm leaving America. I don't like it here. So yeah, I'm leaving. Right. I was in a relationship with a woman, and I told her marriage won't keep me in America. So if
be you honest, I love that. I'll be honest. Exactly.
So if people start living, and I'm talking about first, you know, but first they got to realize who they really are themselves. You know, them thoughts they be having in the back of their mind that they scared to say or act on. So if they were to do that, can we agree that percentage would go up?
Yeah, because you're being honest now. You're being honest and you're being yourself. Yes, I totally agree.
Okay.
I totally agree.
So are you being that?
What?
How much of a percentage do you think you are being your truly authentic self?
I'm thinking at maybe 70-75% because I'm learning. I'm on the process of learning. So for the past, I've been on a different journey for basically the last 8 years, and like I say, my perspective actually it's just different things. I'm just seeing
mute your phone for a second.
Everything different. So, but I know there's still some in me that I'm not totally, but I'm working on it.
Okay.
I know I got to work.
All right. So now hold on. I just invited another person in on my TikTok. So I'm doing TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube.
Oh, cool.
So let's go ahead. I didn't see the name. Go ahead and unmute your phone.
What'd you say, sir?
Oh, go ahead. That's what I was going to go ahead. Well, what's your name? Because I like calling people by their name.
I'm Trey.
Trey?
Yes, sir.
All right. What you got for us?
Man, I was just looking for someone to battle. I'm just bored.
Oh, I don't do that, man.
Oh, my bad, man.
If you can go ahead, if you can go ahead and like close yours out.
Hold up.
know what this thing is. Yeah, TikTok got this. I don't know why today all these people keep coming up. One person was speaking Russian, and I didn't know what the hell she was talking about. And then two people that came up trying to do this battle thing. I don't even know what that nonsense is. Some foolishness. But anyway, back to our thing that we got going on here, because I still got 28 minutes that I can be on live.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for letting me come on. And I didn't understand like come on here hate. I just believe everybody got different perspectives, and we should get to sit down and discuss it, and maybe somebody can learn something.
Yeah, well, see, as a man who believes in head of the household and is one, I'm not gonna get mad at you. I'm not gonna cancel you or block you or anything like that, because it's not. There has to be a leader in the household. There has to be. You know, no government, from government all the way down to the family unit, there has to be a leader, right? There's no co-leading to the degree. At the end of the day, if a major financial decision has to be made, then somebody has to have that last word if you cannot come to an agreement. Somebody has to. Huh?
I agree with that. But I guess my only thing is, who said it was supposed to be the man?
Oh,
a man.
You want to be honest about that?
A man said it. Here we go. I gotta come back. I gotta come back.
You're right. A man said it. A man said it because physically the man was stronger, and that's why the man said it. The man also said it because he put it in every religion. And I'm talking about every religion from the first time man started developing religion.
The man is the cloak people, bring them lies about them, put the lies in the book.
It has.
His laws, man laws.
Up until like the 1970s, really like the 1970s, maybe a little bit before that, the man's physical ability has been the valid reason why he's been the head of the household. But let me ask you this though. If somebody came in to rob your house, are you getting up, or you expect that? Who do you expect to get up and go handle that? You got a man in the house.
This is the reason, because I'm already conditioned to think that is my protector. So if I was asked me 8 years ago, yeah, I'm looking forward to I want him, but then we learn to protect ourselves. You know what I'm saying? But that's only one. You think that you're supposed to protect them. What about this? They said man is the protector, but women are actually the protector. Women protect them, and I'm gonna say this. Your phone keep breaking up, so I'm catching bits and pieces. I know you said that at one point. I hate that too. I hate that. Can you hear me now?
Okay. Yeah. So be still.
I don't know what's going on with
don't
my
move.
Connection.
Keep that connection right there.
Right here.
Yeah. You remember the old antenna? Well, I don't know. You're probably not old enough to remember when you had to stand there and hold that antenna for your parents.
I ain't old enough to remember. No, I sure like. Nah. Let me see. Look. Women are actually protectors.
What?
Yes, I will. Men are more, but actually, women.
Your phone is horrible, or wherever you live is horrible.
Yeah.
Bramika, well, we don't know nothing that you just said, because I don't know where you live, but you need some better service.
Leavenworth, Kansas.
Oh, cool.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, and I know Leavenworth, Kansas. Yeah.
So it ain't nothing out here.
It ain't nothing out there, I know. Ain't nothing but that military prison.
That's it. So, because when Dad is out working, when I'm my grandkids down, if somebody's going to keep my grandkids, I'm going to handle it. Daddy ain't going to handle it. When things need to be handled, somebody taking with your kids at the school, Daddy ain't going to handle it. Mom going to handle it. Mama going to fuck kids. Daddy ain't.
No, I agree.
Mama even help Daddy fight. If somebody comes for Daddy, you gotta ride or die. Because I'm a woman that I'm too.
No.
If some man jumping on, I'm gonna help too.
Well, both are protectors in their own right. I'm not gonna say one is a protector over the other. I was just saying in that instance, when somebody's breaking in the house, you expect that man to protect.
I do.
You do. You expect him to be the first one out of bed. Now,
I do.
Now you can't be my lady. I'm gonna tell you right now. Now my lady's over here. My lady's over here on TikTok, and she know that this is the truth. She probably throw up them little big eyes in just a second.
Right.
But if I'm in a fight, or if I'm handling something, now you sit there and stay a lady. Don't you get your butt up trying to start something, jumping into something?
Yeah, we wouldn't. Yeah, well.
Cause see, the moment
we wouldn't be together. Because once it popped off, I couldn't trust me.
Because the moment somebody lay hands.
If they know balls been wet for first, I am gonna tell you, come on, baby, let's go. I'ma do that. But if that's you, I'm there. I'll get down. What you tell me how a lady like? Because a lady like is gonna tell you before it starts popping off, baby, no, let's go. It ain't worth it. Let's go. But if it pop off after then, I'm in there with you. So you right.
No. Let me tell you the other reason why you can't. Well, for me, why you can't do that? Because now I'm concerned. Because now in the whole situation, I gotta beat the hell out of this person, but I gotta be concerned about your safety at that exact same time. But if I know that you are over there, I don't have to worry about your safety. And then there's another part, because I know me. If he were to hit you, I'm about to go to jail now. Because what was just going to be an ass whooping is finna turn into a murder. You see what I'm saying?
Like I said, that's my protective instinct too. So I'm like I said, I'm going to bag it down. When I see y'all confrontation, I'm going to say what I said again.
No, you got to, no.
But if they hit you, I'm in it too.
But so back to the point. Both are protectors.
I'm gonna tell you, baby, let's go. We all going down.
But both protecting their own right. Everybody protect.
Let's go. I'm gonna try to tell you.
All right.
Well, I'm that type.
Look him, thug. Look him.
I got you.
Little fighter.
Yes, if I got one of them 2% good men,
no, if you got one of them. Well, it depends on what that man. See, if you got one of them 2%, as you call them, 2% good men, then you know that you're going to, you will know your man. You will know what to do and what not to do, how to act, how not to act. Because he gonna know he gonna know the same thing towards you. He gonna know the same.
There you go.
And he's not gonna put you in a situation where there's an opportunity for you to be hurt anyway. And if there is one, he's gonna extricate both of y'all out of that situation. There are some times where he can't help it, and it's just going to be what it's gonna be.
I agree.
So
I agree with now. I'm with you from 100%. See that? We ain't just fighting on here. I agree with you.
I got you.
Your queen, like I said, I see your queen got the 2%. I see it.
Appreciate that. I'm sure she appreciates that as well. But
I see it.
Yeah, I mean that's just you and your 2% is killing me. But
King, I do say, brother, my perspective. This is just what I see. And like I said, I've been thinking like this. This is just a new thing. About 6 months. There's nothing out here. And like I said, even with the women, you just made me realize it's only 2% of good women. That's why we got this battles and stuff going on with each other. Ain't nobody no good out here, but it is. It is 2%. So I do still believe in people that are good. So it ain't. I never want nobody to think I'm bashing. Even if they do, I don't care. But I never ever about no bashing. But I'm just gonna be real. It's only 2% of y'all out here that's worth a nickel. I'm sorry.
2% is worth a nickel.
the truth, man. It bros, but it is what it is.
No,
Nobody.
I
We ain't finna be mad at me now, because I gotta get on them now. Y'all ain't right. We ain't right.
no, and I'm saying I understand what you're saying, and I understand the perspective that you're coming from as far as, you know, the low percentage of people out here who are worth something. The thing about it is, it goes back to we're not being we're not being ourselves. Like you just told me who you are. You just said that you're 70. You was like 70 something percent of living your truth, right? Of being your authentic self. I think so many. I think the reason why so many people are not able to have good relationships, not able to find good partners, is because they are living based on what society has told them that they need to be, what their parents were, what their religion, what their education, what their finances has told them that this is what you're supposed to be, instead of really being yourself. If there are certain things you don't like, then you don't like them, but you ain't got to like it because everybody else like it. You know?
I agree. That's our battle. We be in control.
Yeah.
Else man a relationship supposed to be. That's what it used to be on now. That's it.
And as soon as we let go of I mean, hold on. Somebody said you being yourself, and some folks can't handle that. They want to be someone else, and that's exactly what we're saying. Like people, they sit up there and they want to be, you know, they want you to be somebody else. Like I've been in that situation where somebody tried to control me, and I was like, nah, this is not gonna work. I'm gonna be me. You know, this is why I said that earlier. I told the person that they knew that my plan is not to live in America for the rest of my life. They knew that going in, so marriage was not going to keep me in America. A child won't keep me in America. That child going too. You know, we're not doing that. I'm gonna live how. And huh?
That's the mistake some of the women. A man done told you what it is, and then you try to think you can. When he tells you better listen.
Yeah, and
that's what he said.
And that's the thing. People don't listen. Nope. And I'm gonna hit you. Don't you finna get mad at me? One of the biggest problems that I've seen with women is that when a man tells them exactly who they are and then demonstrates it, they don't recognize that they want to change it or won't accept it. Oh, she's on TikTok is saying you speaking low. Let me try to move the phone closer to so that they can hear you better. But yeah, like they don't want to accept it that this is what that dude said. You know?
Yeah.
If I said, you know, when I tell you I'm not living in America, believe I ain't living in America. When I tell you that if I get a job, I'm looking to quit that job as soon as possible because I got to own my own company. I can't work for nobody. I'm a horrible employee. Right. Me being an employee is that's not a good match. So when I tell you that there are certain things, like I don't argue. Like I don't get into that where people yell and the name calling. I don't do that. And if you do that with me, I'm gonna be out. So when I tell you all these things about me, what I like, what I don't like, how I am intimacy wise, how I am play wise, how I am on everything, believe it. Stop trying to change it.
Yeah.
I own a cigar lounge, and the woman knew that I had been smoking cigars since I was 23. And then gonna wait till we get all involved in a relationship to say that you smoking cigars is a deal breaker. Should have been a deal breaker in the very beginning.
Peace.
But you never should have got involved with me when you knew off the bat that's what I do.
Exactly.
So y'all, there's this idea that people think they can change somebody. You can't change anybody.
No.
If I see you and you show me who you are, I'm gonna believe that's who you are. Now, on the flip side of that, I've had only two women have done it. For a year and a half, they demonstrate of personality and actions, and it looked great. And then after we get deeply into the relationship to the point of marriage, all of a sudden they flip the script. Now they're being different. So I've had this. I accept people for exactly who you show me right off the bat, and most dudes do too. But now people been burnt so much that they figure that the person is showing them the representative, and they'll find out the real person later. I don't do representative. I'm gonna take what you show me, and then when you change, that's when I'm gonna change you to somebody new, right? But we got to stop with this ideas of not listening to a person. Well, we got to get rid of the representatives. There's no more representatives, and you just got to be yourself. And if this person and don't be afraid of judgment. Who cares what other people think? Who cares what other people?
I agree.
And then that way, if there was no representative, then we wouldn't have this problem. If people didn't have this judgment on what is a good man and a bad man, a good woman and a bad woman, and you just are who you are, and then you being who you are, then you match up with somebody who's the same, who matches up with you, and then everybody got a good man and everybody got a good woman. Even though you might look at that couple and be like, that's a raggedy couple. Like, I can never be with her. Exactly. Or I can never be with him. You're right. Because they don't match you.
I agree.
Because what matches me is going to be something that may not match somebody else. I got guys who come in here and I see some of the ladies that they with, and I'm thinking like, what the hell? I can never be with that woman. But they are happy with that woman. And that's all I can say is, hey, long as they happy, I'm all right. Now they come in here and they start complaining about the woman. I'm like, whoa. Now that's you pick that. Because there's plenty of them that I had to say that about myself. Like, God dang it, I picked wrong that time.
No, this was fun. And like I said, you done taught me something today. You have, but
you done showed me some stuff today too. I ain't gonna let you slide out like that. I got some humility.
And like I said, it's all love, even though I know you be doing these podcasts, so I'm gonna be coming on messing with you, dropping my stuff in there. So it's all love.
It's all, and see, that's the thing. I don't get like some of these people, these podcasts, they get all butt hurt about stuff. I don't do that. All right, we're gonna try somebody else on TikTok. Let's see what this thing work again. How you doing, man? How you doing? Pretty good. What?
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Want to battle?
No, why? Let me ask you a question. Is there something on this live that makes people think that it's set up to battle or something? Because people keep coming on here wanting to battle. And I don't even know what that is.
Huh?
I just want to battle him. What that mean?
Right now,
It's like
battling.
the most fun.
You keep going in and out, my guy.
Like if they're fighting you, they can battle you, and like whoever gets the most likes.
It might be because somebody don't. Wait a minute. Go ahead. Say it again.
So I can't speak for everyone else, but me personally, like I'm just kind of gung ho crazy right now, trying to find everyone to battle.
I think he having some trouble with his some TikTok. Somebody keep asking him to battle or something.
Okay. I appreciate it. You too.
It's a game. Oh, okay.
I don't
my
know.
grandson, what's that? He said it's a game, but some on TikTok.
I see it sometimes and I just scroll my little happiness right on past it because it looks stupid to me.
Well, I'm gonna get on out of here. I gotta get on out of here. Thanks for letting me come on and talk. I enjoyed this, but I'm gonna be on your live. It's not just what you do all the time.
All right, I look forward to it.
All right. Well, sending positive vibes. Try to get us right. Try to get us coupled up and stay together, brother. That's all I can say. It's a battle, but
I got you.
Fight it. All right, peace.
All right. See you.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
You invited me to your live.
I sure did because you're making some comments on there.
Oh, I'm just
I figured it'll
joining.
allow you to express yourself more so than what you can type.
Oh, okay.
You said that sometimes people let other entities mess your relationship up.
Yes.
So, how do you think people should guard against that, though? Because you got to live out in the world. Well, most people are going to live out in this world.
Okay. Well, maybe I shouldn't have
No, you
said it like that. I shouldn't have phrased it like that. What I mean by that is taking what's going on in your household with your mate and taking it out and talking to other people about, what's going on with you and your mate. If you and your wife is having an argument about something or whatever, you shouldn't be going to your buddy or your mom or your brother, expressing what just happened. Some things need not to be said. I mean, you need to work it out between you and that person you're having a problem with, because a lot come with that. If that person really doesn't like your mate, then they're going to say all kind of negative stuff. You just bringing in negative vibes.
okay?
Like, you bring in people in your business that shouldn't be in your business. Like, doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh no, I agree. I agree with you 100%. I think that. Well, I'm gonna say 99%. I'm gonna say 99%. Because I do think it's possible to have one or two trusted people who are looking out for the best interest of both of you. Who, if you're having a problem with your mate, they're not going to start emotionalizing it themselves, and then when you forgive your mate, they still hold on to it. They actually let it go as well. I think it's possible to have one or two persons like that in your life. But for the most part,
that's if they both know you, though.
Yeah,
that's if they both know you. If they don't know you, then you shouldn't be telling someone about what's going on in your relationship.
No, you're right. I agree. If you don't both of them, if you don't know both of them, you shouldn't. And like for me, people that I call my real friend and they're married, I know both the husband and the wife. I'm not going to be just like the dude's friend. I'm going to know both. For my female friends, I know both them and their mate. Their husbands or their boyfriend, whichever the situation is, depending on which one you're talking about. But anyway, no, I think it does. It does require that. You do have to know both of them. But for the most part, you're absolutely right. You need to keep everything in house. Nothing needs to go outside the house. People do talk too much. I own a cigar lounge, and it's a safe haven for people to be able to have conversations. But there are some people who I think go too far as telling the business of their house, in this open forum. So I agree. You need to keep those kind of negative energies away from your relationship, away from your house, because they will start to impact what goes on in your house, because you're going to start believing in what that person is saying. And even worse, even if they are not your friend or not in that situation, one of the worst situations I think is when you have a person that you go to for advice, but they having problems in their house, and they're taking their experience and their bitterness that they have from their house and advising you with their bitterness to take it back to your house. So it's like you get a double dose of negativity coming from these people. Have you ever experienced something like that?
I just experienced it.
Oh. Yeah. And see, that's not where somebody was doing that to you, where you talked to it, they were a negative.
Yeah, the relationship. Yeah, relationship. I experienced it a few times, but the relationship that I was just in, he was an older gentleman. He was 52, and I understand that, everybody loves their mother. I totally agree with that. I love my mom.
Right.
But certain things I just don't tell my mom about when it comes to my relationship. And especially, he
would go and confide in his mother and tell his mother about, the problems or the issues that he was having with me. And I just don't feel like she was giving him a good input on it. First of all, she's not a married woman, so I looked at all that, but yeah, and she didn't know me. She didn't know me. She only met me like 3 times. So, and of course she's going to take her son's side because that's her son. But I just feel like, certain things shouldn't be told. And, you can't go to someone with a relationship. It's like you can't be really friends with single people. I feel like single people, need to hang around single people,
Right.
I mean, you can be like, that's just my opinion. Now, if that person was married, they got a divorce, or they had a breakup, and you guys were friends, then you guys still can remain friends, but you can't do what single people do. And that's the same outlook I look at it as, when it comes to getting advice from people that has never been married, because his mother never been married. And he also told me that, he basically grew up in a single parent home. So, how can you take advice from someone that hasn't even really held down a relationship like that, even though they're older and they probably dated and had a couple experience, but everybody experiences is not the same, And another thing, I think the reason why people keep breaking up in relationships, because some people can't leave, their baggage at the door. I mean, I understand that sometimes it's hard and you do have to hold your guard up, but you cannot come into a relationship with expectations thinking that this person is going to do you the same way as your ex did, or do the same things your ex did. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself. I'm sorry. I just got off work, like literally.
No, you're right.
Yeah. So that's another reason why I think, relationships go wrong. I'm actually currently single right now because my last relationship didn't go well. We went our separate ways because we had 2 different, views on certain things. Then also communication plays a big part too. Like I said in your comment, the guys that I dealt with, and I'm just going to speak on the last one I dealt with. Every time I try to communicate with him, he always felt like I was trying to be argumentative, or I was trying to start an argument. He didn't know how to communicate, about issues and problems, or, things like that. So that can play a big part too, because if you have no communication, I mean, you have nothing. The world basically runs around communication. I mean, even when you're at work, you got to communicate with different people, and if you don't have good communication skills, it's hard for someone to, sometimes I can't articulate my words correctly, but it's hard for people to understand. It's hard for people to understand where you're coming from if they're not trying to listen, and then sometimes people, they say they listen, but they listen to respond. And it's a difference between listening and responding, and listening to understand. And some people, not all, just some people, they have that misconception, and it just doesn't mix, and it just all just come out wrong, like, and then you also have, it depends on the person. Another thing, you know, like social media. Back in my days, we didn't have social media. You know, we were calling people at the telephone booths and, you know, writing letters and, you know, catching a ride or, you know, riding bikes over to their house. And our communication skills was a little bit more better. And we didn't have a lot of temptation like we have now. And it's a lot of temptation now because, you know, social media, you see all these beautiful women, you see all these beautiful men, and a lot of people, they don't know how to control their temptation. So that's where the cheating come in. And, you know, some people are not, you know, with that cheating. Some people feel like if you cheat on me, it's a wrap, it's over. You know, I'm done. Some people don't forgive you, don't come back from that. So it's a lot of reasons why, you know, people break up a lot of times, you know, and I've been in some long-term relationships. The longest relationship I was in was 14 years.
Okay.
And the reason why me and him didn't work out because he was abusive. I decided that I had to get out of it, and I got out of it.
Good, you should
I
have.
got into another relationship, and and then me and him, we were together for 6 years, and he had a drug addiction, and you know, I was like, oh no, I just can't do it. You know, I mean, you either gonna go get help, you know what I'm saying, or we're not gonna be together. And you know, of course, he chose his drug addiction over me, and you know, he eventually passed away because of his drug addiction.
Did you
and then
go ahead.
I was in another relationship for about 9 years. So, you know, and we didn't work out because he had no understanding to nothing. He didn't know how to communicate. You know, he felt like he was never wrong. Everything he said was totally right. And then I got tired of him stringing me along anyway, because I'm like, look, we're going to either get married or we're not. And he kept playing. So I was like, adios, amigo. You know what I'm saying? So the marriage is what made me like leave, because I'm like, I've been with you too long to not be your wife. You know, I'm not gonna keep doing this. So I end up walking away. And then my last relationship, you know, he was out telling everybody about our business, and he didn't know how to communicate, and he was trying to control my money, and he was trying to control me, and it just wasn't happening. That's another reason why relationships break up, because people don't want to be controlled. You know, people do not want to be controlled out here. You know, we're a team, you know, and we're adults. You know, you can't be just running around here and be like, oh, you need to be in the house at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. You're going to be in the house by 10, 11 o'clock because you're going to respect your significant other. Of course, you're not going to, you know, disrespect, but I mean, people have that's another reason, I think. And domestic violence. People like hitting on people. It's a lot of reason why people break up in relationships. You know, everybody have their views and their points on why they break up. You know, and then also, you know, it can, another thing with the guy that I did just break up with, it wasn't not even only that. I was his second African American woman he ever dated in his life. You know what I mean? I'm a black woman and he's a black man, but he dated one black girl in high school, and then he was married to a Hispanic woman for over 23, 24 years, and then they end up getting a divorce. So I think that kind of played a big part in our relationship too, because, you know, I'm not trying to be biased or anything, but our cultures are kind of a little bit different. You know, our upbringings are a little bit different. And, you know, I think that kind of bothered him a little bit because, you know, he thought he was just going to come in and he was just going to like just automatically just take over everything. And I was just going to just submit just like off the top, and it wasn't happening. And then plus,
how is it that y'all didn't know that beforehand?
For him.
How is it that you didn't know that beforehand?
Well, I knew his I knew his past a little bit. We were friends before we got into the relationship. But like we said earlier, going back earlier on the conversation, a lot of people like to show you their representative, not who they are. So, the whole time that we were friends, I seen his representative, until we got into a relationship. And then that's when I start seeing his true self. Like, oh, wait a minute, he's kind of controlling. I see why he ended up, because I don't understand why people be married for 20-something years and 30-some years and then decide, oh, I don't want to be with you no more. Like, okay.
So when did you see his controlling personality? You saw it like immediately or a couple of months?
I seen it after we got together. I seen it after we, of course, got intimate. Because when we were friends, I didn't see the controlling.
Right. So y'all
wasn't controlling because we were just friends.
So how much? So on a timeline, y'all were friends. Representatives being shown. Y'all started dating. Y'all became intimate, and then after the intimacy, from the point of dating until y'all became intimate, how long of a time stretch was that before you start seeing the red flags of his controlling behavior?
Within less than 90 days.
And then how long was this relationship?
He was the shortest relationship I was in. We were together for 12 months.
Okay. Why did you go 12 months? Once you start seeing that the red flags.
We were friends for 7 months before we got intimate.
Right, but y'all started dating, and then 90 days later, y'all had sex. Well,
no, we didn't start having sex 90 days later. We got intimate. We got intimate 6 months, about 6.5 months into the relationship.
But in 90 days, you start seeing that he was controlling.
After we became intimate, yes.
So you didn't see him being controlling after 90 days. You saw him being controlling after 6 months. Because at first you said he became controlling after 90 days. I mixed that up a little bit, but
no. Well, okay. Let me.
Yeah, let's clean it up.
Maybe this is
start it over.
Okay. So we were friends for 6 months.
Okay.
He showed me his representative. He didn't show me the controlling part. So after we ended up being intimate, 90 days after that, that's when I start seeing the controlling. And that's why our breakup ended up happening. That's why we were together for such a short time. Because if we would have been intimate earlier on when we met, I think I would have seen more of him, and I don't think that I would have even wasted even 6 months with him. You understand?
I understand what you're saying.
Making this?
Yeah. So why did you waste 6 more months though after you saw that he was controlling? Because you said y'all was together for a year, right?
Yes.
So y'all would
actually, I didn't really, because it didn't happen like right after we got intimate and he started being the controlling. Like that's where that 90 days, like less than 90 days came in. We really didn't even really make it to the 12th month. Like, and then also, I was giving him the benefit of the doubt, and then I was also felt like if I communicate with him and correct him and tell him, well, look, I don't like X, Y, and Z. Don't speak to me like that he will correct his behavior. Same thing with me. When he told me he didn't like something, you know what I'm saying? I would try to correct it and do something different. So I was just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, and it just, I was just like, nah, I'm just, you know, and it just didn't happen, and we just didn't make it, and he went his way, and I went my way.
So what was the control? You say he was controlling? What were the things that were controlling in this situation? Like, is this the one who tried to control your money?
Yeah, like, if I get paid or whatever, I normally, I'll take myself out to eat or something, or, buy myself something, get my nails done, my hair done, or, he would be like, oh, you don't need that. Why are you getting your hair done? You don't need to get your hair done. You need to wear your hair natural, which my hair was natural. I would just get my hair flat ironed, but he would be like, you look fine with a ponytail, and, why are you going to spend that? Why don't you cook at home? And which I do. Or he would come over to my home, and he would basically, just be acting like it was his home, which at first I had no problem with it, but he would just be like acting like it was his place, changing my temperature on my thermostat, cutting down my water heater, oh, you got your water heater too high, adding apps onto my TV, telling me that, even though some of the things were, made sense, but it was like, I've been doing this before you even came, so I'm fine with it, telling me, I need to get certain channels taken off. Why do I got this channel? Why did I get this taken off? Get that taken off? When I didn't go to work, he always wanted to use my card and take my card to the casino because he likes to gamble. So, he wanted to always drive my car because his car was being occupied by his daughter. He would let his daughter drive his car because she didn't have one. Which is understandable, that's your daughter, so, your child, so you're going to try to, help them out however you can. Then start telling me, oh, my daughter needs to move in here, and questioning me about, why I wouldn't let his daughter move in, or it was just little bitty things, just so many little bitty things that I don't know. I don't know if it was because I was single for so long and then I had someone come in there, and I don't know. I just feel like that was it was controlling me. Like, why am I going, like...
Well, I don't think controlling is not, I wouldn't use the term controlling in that situation. I don't think that's control. Now, him trying to get his daughter to move in with you, that's a whole nother kind of deal. But changing your thermostat, trying to get you to save money, instead of spending money on things that he is deeming not as important, adding apps to your TV so that maybe you can watch some things for free instead of paying for every service. He may be a little anal retentive, but controlling, I wouldn't say. It sounds like he was trying to do things to make your life a little bit better, in that you have a lowered electric bill, lowering your electric bill.
No, and that's it. Now, when you speak on the electric bill, see, that's a whole nother thing. That's what really just went to the left, But he was running up my bills too. He was at my house every day, and I live in Palm Springs, so I don't know. You know where Palm Springs is? So yeah, we get hot out here. It gets hotter than Las Vegas. Okay.
Oh, I know. The Marine Corps tried to send me out there, and I told them, hell no.
Okay, so I'm out here in Palm Springs. So, it was around the summertime. And like I said, he was coming to my house every day, and I'm cooking for him every day, and I didn't ask him to bring in no water, no nothing. And, I just feel like, from my past relationships, if they came over to my home or whatever, they'll call me. You need some water? You need something? Woo woo. He didn't do that. He just brought his body, which was fine. I wasn't tripping because whatever I needed, I had.
Did he give you money?
He was at my house no. He said he don't give women money because he's been used before. But I wasn't really tripping off of that because I make my own money. So.
Well, no, it's not so much about that. If you're going to spend... And it's a double standard. It's a completely double standard. A woman can come to a man's house every day, and a man will never expect that woman or look for that woman to give him any money towards the bills in that house. But a man goes over to a woman's house and spend a lot of time over there. That man is going. He should be, and he most likely will put some money into the house as far as usage.
But he wasn't.
I'm eating over here all the time. Let me give you some grocery money, kind of thing.
No. And this is where we had our issue at, because, like I said, it was in summertime, and I would leave him. I never gave him a key to my place, but I would tell him, if you leave, just lock up my place. He had a motorcycle, so, and then he would leave his daughter with the car. But when he wanted to go to the casino or whatever, his friend's house, he would ask to drive my car, which I had no problem with it. As long as you put gas in my car and return my car like I gave it to you, I have no problem with it. So I would leave him in my house, during the summer. He was there every day, and he would run my AC. Now, remind you, I work graveyard shift, so I'm gone all night. Okay, so when I come home in the morning, 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, it's already 85, 90 degrees. So, it's kind of stuffy in my place. So I would cut my AC on. Okay. Then when he would come over, my AC would still be running, because I would try to make him comfortable. Now, he would stay, before he left or whatever. So it was probably, like I say, about 3 or 4 times. He left my AC just running. Now, remind you, that means that my AC has been running for 24 hours. Okay? The 4th time that he did it, now, when he did it the 2 times, I told him, can you please make sure you cut off my AC, because, the bill is going to be high. Like, he was like, oh, I forgot, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, cool. The 3rd time, I mentioned to him again. He was like, oh, don't worry about it. I set your AC on auto, so you can have it running all day long and all night, because it's going to cut on and off. And I'm like, that's cool, but I don't want my AC cutting on and off. I'm not even here to enjoy it. If I'm not here and you're not here, just cut it off.
I understand. So you had a bad matchup. Like, that y'all were not compatible at all. And I understand you saying that he showed you the representative in that first. He was showing you the representative when y'all were just friends, right? And then
yes, he was showing me his representative. He was nice in the beginning, but see, but he did show me a red flag in the beginning when we went on our first date.
Okay.
But
what was the red flag?
The red flag was, we met up and we went out to eat. And he was on his motorcycle, of course, and I was in my car. So we went out to eat. So when we went inside, we ate. He didn't get anything. I asked him, I don't know if he thought that I was going to ask him to pay for the meal or whatever, but I paid for the meal. I asked him if he wanted anything. He was like, no, I just want something to drink. So I went ahead, I paid. I was like, you don't have to worry. You don't have to pay. I'm paying, So, anyway, when we left out, as we were walking out, he kind of because he had his motorcycle gear on. And as we were walking out, I noticed he had a pistol in his pocket. So when we got out, I questioned him on that, like, why would you bring a pistol to the date? Like, he was just like, well, I go everywhere with my pistol. I don't go anywhere without my pistol. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I understand. You a black man. We out here. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of understand, you're a carrier or whatever. But why would you bring it into the restaurant? And he was just like, well, just in case somebody wanted to act up or one of these, of course he, called him, cracker or whatever, no disrespect to anybody that's on here. He was like, maybe, if they wanted to get out of hand and I'm like, are you serious? So if you would have got into an argument with a man up in here, you would have pulled your pistol out and you would have shot him? I was like, and that was a red flag to me, but I kind of like the way he explained it to me, I kind of understood, and I kind of just brushed it underneath the rug, like, okay, but that was the only red flag he showed me in the beginning.
Well, no, actually, he told you. He showed you more than one red flag in that whole situation, which should have made you just end it right there. I mean, the first red flag, you said that y'all went on a date. This was a date, right? And
yes, it was a date.
Y'all met up, and y'all on the date, and he just sitting there saying he doesn't want to eat, and he lets you pay for the meal. And it doesn't matter who asked who to go on this date. Did you? But I'm gonna ask. Did you ask him or he asked you?
No, he asked me. He wanted to,
right. So he asked you to meet up to go on a date. He show up. He's not paying for it. He's not eating. He just wants something to drink. That's what, and then let you pay for it. That should have ended the whole situation right there. That would have saved you a whole year of your life, just right there in that one part, right? Now him bringing a gun, and I'm a motorcycle rider, and I'm a Marine, and you in Palm Springs, so 29 Palms is right down the street. But most bike riders carry guns. You see a dude riding a motorcycle, he more than likely carries a gun. And we take our guns everywhere we go. Right? And it's a thing of protection. Now, his maturity, this is where you in order for that to be a red flag, you have to identify what his level of maturity is when it comes to that. Now, him being ready to just shoot a white person just because they're white, not identifying what the issue is, that's a little red flaggish, because evidently he's carrying over some trauma. Because if he was dating, you say he was dating Spanish women or white women or something like that earlier in his life.
He was dating his Spanish.
So he was probably catching some flack from them light-skinned Spanish people, the white Spanish. So, and I'm just guessing on that one, but he, when you identify, if a man is going to be a protector, he's just looking to identify danger. Yeah, certain people of certain colors may pose even more of a threat in an environment, but if we real about it, most people are killed by people who look exactly like them. But whether you're black or white, Asian, it doesn't matter. Most people are killed by people who look like them. So him bringing a gun is not a problem. I don't see that as a problem, as a red flag. But inviting you on a date, not paying for it, and then him not eating, and at least he explained to you why he carries a gun. But he needs to be. Sounds like he needs a little bit more maturity with carrying a gun. But that first red flag should have kept you out of that situation in the beginning.
Well,
no. That first red flag. This is what I'm saying. We can't do that. No, to hell with the benefit. Look, when I'm first meeting you, you don't get benefit of the doubt. Benefit of the doubt comes after I've gotten to know your core person. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if I just met you and you did something and you threw up a red flag, I'm not giving you the benefit of the doubt. But if I've been knowing you for like almost a year and then something happened, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt because you've earned the benefit of the doubt at that point. But in the beginning, there's no benefit of the doubt. You showed me who you are. I'm going to accept it. If it doesn't match up with me, I'm getting the hell on. It's really that simple. We have breakups because we get involved with people we shouldn't get involved with.
I totally agree, but it happened.
Oh, it happened.
I rode with it for a minute, and when like I said before, he was draining my electricity, and then one day he called me, and I was trying to do a transfer from my savings to my checking, so I can pay it, and he used to like being in my business a lot, so I had told him, and and he was just like, well, I know some. What did he say? He said he knows some places where they could help me with my light bill, and I was like, help me with my light bill? You should be helping me with my light bill. And he And next thing you know, he just said some things to me that, you know, I didn't like, and I said some things to him that I didn't like, that he probably didn't like, I'm sorry, and we just ended. And not even only that, one of the things that he did say to me, and I felt like it was very selfish, because on his birthday, now I'm not saying that, you know, Morton's is one of those 10 stars, restaurants. But dude, I just literally took you out to dinner to, you know what I'm saying, Morton Steakhouse, you know, and I spent I spent almost like $350 up in there, you know, because I mean, he never been there, so he was ordering stuff. Like, I'm like, okay, are you gonna eat all this? And he's like, yeah, he was a big dude, but you know, I took him out to dinner, and the first thing he throws up in my face, like, well, instead of you taking me out for my birthday, you should have paid your light bill. So then that's where I just was like, I'm done, you know, and he just went his way and I just went mine. And
you should have been done. You should have been done. Then you wouldn't have had a high ass light bill. You wouldn't have been somebody else driving your car, putting more damage on your car, more maintenance on your car. You wouldn't have been taking some fool out to dinner and still paying for him. You can't let, when people show you who they are from the very beginning, you got to believe that thing. And men have a tendency to really show you who they are in the very beginning, right? Men ain't that good at acting, right? They gonna show you.
He was a good actor. He was a gentleman.
He showed you from the very beginning exactly who he was when he asked you on that first date. You chose to ignore it, and you gave him the benefit of the doubt. And then, yeah, he gonna show you some other good things, but he gonna keep showing you those red flags because he can't help himself. Because one thing you can't help do is be yourself. You're gonna be yourself, and it's gonna be out there. You just gotta be able to identify it. And then once you identify it, does it match up with you? Is that something that that works with you? You know. And then the question is, how much do you love yourself that you can be able to identify what's not working, what's not going to work for you, what's not going to be something that's good for you? You know, we lie to ourselves.
I kind of felt it like after, you know, in the beginning, I didn't really feel the energy too much because he didn't, like I said, he showed me his representative. He didn't show me too much. But then after we became intimate and he started being at my place all the time, you know, I started noticing things. Like another thing, I would cook. I would cook for him. You know, I would get off work from doing a whole 12-hour shift. You know, as soon as I pull up to my house, he was pulling up here in his motorcycle. I'm like, damn, I can't even get in the house, take a shower, and do what I need to do. But, you know, he did make a comment to me, and he did say, like, because I made him breakfast one morning, and I gave it to him while he was sleeping in my bed, took him the whole 9, and I said, oh, well, at least you can say thank you, like, and he was like, well, thank you, but you're not doing nothing special that any other woman wouldn't do. Every woman cooks, you know, and I kind of, you know, felt, you know, I kind of felt a certain type of way, you know, and then after that, I started noticing things, and that's when I started feeling the energy, like, no, this isn't going to work. It's, you know, it's just not going to work, you know, so.
How long did you feel that energy?
I got out of it as soon as I could. Huh?
You said you got out as soon as you could?
Yeah, I got out of it as soon as I could. Like,
how long did that take?
Well, we only dated for, it wasn't that long that we dated. But,
I mean, what did you have to get out of other than, okay, you know what, this is not going to work, so let's just get the block game going, and I see you later, you go out and have a great life.
Well, when those things start happening, I would just like, you know, when I have to start telling him what he was doing wrong, when I start have to tell him, don't talk to me like that, you know, I don't like that, don't do that, no, you can't, stop asking me to use my car, stop asking me to let your daughter move we had that conversation on the phone, and I said some things, and he said some things, and we just went on about our way, and then it was over.
Right. I understand that, and it should have been over.
And I've been, to be honest with you, you know what I'm saying, since that, I've been, I haven't dated since then, it's not because I can't, it's just because I'm just like, okay, let me work on me a little bit more, you know what I'm saying, let me, give myself some more self-care, self-love on myself before I even try to get into, another long-term relationship, because when I date, I date for purpose. I date for longevity. I don't just date just to be dating, and
Right.
a lot of people will be like, well, you should date more than one guy. Well, I just can't do that, because if I'm dating 3 or 4 or 5 guys, how am I going to get to know this one guy? So
I know you weren't on here when I first started this 2 hours ago, but that is one of the things I was talking about. White folks date differently than black folks. Black folks want to meet one person and then I'm focused on that one person. That's the only person I'm going to talk to, and I'm going to see if this thing can work. That's called courting. That's not dating. Dating is, I know 3, 4, 5 people. I go out, I hang out with them, I talk to them, we talk on the phone, we text, we do other things. Doesn't mean that you're having sex with all of them, but you get to know all these people. You can get to know 5 or 6 people at the same time. It is not hard, but black people want to meet one person and try to run that person into, and when we do that, we put a tremendous amount of pressure on ourselves to try to make this one relationship work. I met you, you look good to me, I look good to you. And that's why we start ignoring these red flags, because we got all this pressure on that one person and on ourselves to make this one person work. Now, if you out there dating 3, 4, 5, 6 guys and you have your fun, you do what you want to do, whoever get the cookie, get the cookie. If they ain't getting no cookie, if nobody's getting any cookie, that's fine. Do what you want to do, what's comfortable for you, what you desire to have, But if you're dating you're getting to know all of them. And then at some point you can decide, you know what? I really like, Sean. I think me and Sean are more compatible. And one of the reasons why you'll know that you and Sean are more compatible, because you can compare Sean to Andrew, to David, to Randy, and whoever else, because you have some comparison to see what is compatible to you, and not you forcing, you and the other guy forcing that we're going to make this thing work. So go date other people.
I get what you're saying, but the people that I'm meeting, that's a no-go.
Okay.
Because I've had guys ask me, are you talking to other people? Well, yes, I am, but nothing serious. Well, you know what? If you want to continue talking to me, then you're going to have to cut them off, because I need all your undivided attention. Like,
tell that little punk bye. Okay. All right. Bye. You see, that's the thing. That's what I was talking about earlier in this video. If you truly want to match up with somebody that matches you, you can't give a damn about what other people's judgments or ideas mean or say. You can't care about what they say. You can't care about how they feel and their judgments. If a dude were to say that to you, because I had a woman that said that to me when I was in my 30s and I was dating, and I told her, well, okay, all right. You know what she did about 3, 4 days later? Well, I talked to my sister and she said that, that's how it is. That's how people are doing it now. I'm like, no, that's how people been doing it. If black folks just started doing it. And that dude got a problem with it, he can kick rocks. He probably the one that's going to come back. Trying to say, well, I thought about you, seem like you're such a good woman that, I think I can win you. And why shouldn't he be trying to win you? Why shouldn't he be trying to compete to get you?
I mean, I get that, but are you reading the comments?
Some of them. I don't have my glasses on.
This guy said, Bush K2 said, this story sounds like a made-up story. The sound of a Jingle Bell story, says. I can't make this up. I can't make this up. And then
Yeah.
this young lady said,
I see.
too much mouth, but I don't understand what she means by that. But okay. I don't know.
It might have been when you were talking that you was telling the guy all the different things that he needs to do, or some people I'm long-winded sometimes, so I have no idea. But if you can explain more, Brooklyn, of what you mean by that, that'd be great. But the thing is, why concern yourself about what somebody else thinks that you should be doing? You should be doing what fits you. This is why I was saying earlier, we sit around and we're incomplete. And because we're incomplete with ourselves, we're not compatible with other people, or we wind up continuously getting with people who are just as jacked up, but we want something, who are at the same, not jacked up, but at the same level we're at, but we're expecting something better. You can't get better if you don't qualify for better. And if you ain't elevated your own self, you don't qualify for better. Like you say, you work out. People always say they're working on themselves. What do you mean by you're working on yourself? Like, you're not dating because you're working on yourself. What are you working on?
Well, I mean, I'm just loving on me, just doing what I want to do, without anybody questioning me,
Okay,
that's about it.
So how is that working on yourself for a relationship?
Well, it's really not. So maybe I shouldn't have phrased it like that. I'm just doing me. I'm like,
yeah, and then you're doing that, but you're not working on yourself. See, if you was working on yourself, you'd be trying to find out what is it that's going to be compatible with you. Wait a minute. First, you'll be looking to find deeper who you really are, like who you really are. What is it that you truly want to have? Not what society says you should have, not what the culture says you should have, but what do you truly have that will make you completely happy? And to know that, to really, really know that, like, I know that sexually I would like this. I know that financially I would like that. You know what? I'm being vague. To hell with being vague. If for you to get in your mind, because sex is real easy. It's real easy. So to get in, it's real easy to explain and for people to understand it. If you knew that in your mind, I'm a woman, my body is built for sex, to experience sex at a much higher level than any man, and damn it, I want sex every day. And you accept that, instead of how the culture will say that, 3-4 times a week is good. But for you, it's every day. That lets you know that you need a man who won't give it to you every day. And not the bullshit dude who talk about it, but he's about it. If you know that there are certain, if you're voyeuristic and you like to go watch other people, but we'll shy away from that because I don't want nobody to know and all this kind of stuff. No, if you know that and you've had that desire, and then you need to be with somebody who can fulfill that desire. You see what I'm saying? Financially, how you want to live your life as far as the house. Like me, I dated a woman. Damn house was unorganized, and it wasn't nasty. It was just unorganized. I can't do that. That's not, I know I have to be organized. So I have to end that relationship. You understand? So working on yourself is getting that understanding of who you truly, truly are without everybody else's influence, and then live that. Now go live it. And then you can match up with somebody, because when you're living it, that's when you're going to find the people who are also living it. And then you'll match up with somebody. But just going out and, I'm doing my thing. I'm getting my nails done, my hair done. I'm going to the gym. I'm putting in this work to start a business or to do a hustle, make some more money, get more education. That's working on external things. That's never going to get you that compatibility in a relationship. And most of the time when somebody tells me they're working on themselves, that's what they mean. They mean all this, I'm going where I want to go. I'm traveling. I don't care if I'm traveling by myself. I'm traveling. Going to this, doing all these different external things. And I lost some weight, or I gained some weight, or all that. That's external. They ain't doing the mental and the emotional work. And that's where you get better, so that you can match up with somebody better. And somebody that's going to not be abusive, like you were saying before. They're not abusive. You're not going to get with the drug dealer because those people won't even be attracted to you because they're gonna feel that energy and know that they don't match and they just don't bounce off. You know, they just don't bounce off. Like a drug using woman will just bounce off of me. You know, a bougie ass woman would just bounce off of me, even though I can be a little bougie myself. But that overly bougie crazy, that's gonna bounce off of me. A woman who has very low common sense, intellect, and can't hold a conversation is going to bounce off me because those I know that is who I am. You understand? So they're gonna bounce off. So you don't, and you got to get to a point where you don't care. You don't get into that situation. I feel desperate. I feel like I got to find me a man. I'm getting older. I don't know how old you are. I'm 51 years old. But it's like, I got to find me somebody because I'm getting older. I need somebody to make sure they with me when I'm sick. You know, you don't care about that kind of thing. You be you, but you find out who your true self is. And I guarantee you'll have less breakups because you won't allow most people into your life. Most people won't come into your circle.
Maybe so.
All right. Oh shit. It's 12:43, people. I have got to go. Because I gotta open this cigar lounge that's supposed to have opened 46 minutes ago. But I was waiting on somebody to knock on the door. But nobody's knocked on the door. But I also own a gourmet popcorn shop. But I do have to go open that. So I got to get off of here. I had a great time. Look, a lot of y'all on the TikTok came real late. So every Wednesday at 10 o'clock, Wednesday at 10 a.m., we do a relationship conversation on this channel. We'll probably start adding more days. So I look forward to you guys being there. And so I will see you guys next week, if not sooner. But I appreciate you, Butterscotch.
Nice talking to you.
Don't burn up. Actually, I can use some of y'all weather. It's cold over here in Georgia.
Oh, you're in Georgia?
Yeah, we can use some of your heat. That 29.
What part is Georgia?
Atlanta area.
Oh, you're in Atlanta. You're in the city. Some of my family's in Georgia. They're like Snellville, and Fairborn.
No, okay. So I'm when I say Atlanta area, I'm in the metro. So I'm in Stone Mountain, which Snellville is right up the street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Fairborn is right down the street. Yeah, cool.
Okay, well, enjoy your day.
All right, y'all enjoy your day. Thank you. You enjoy your day as well. So everybody, remember, got to free yourself to be yourself because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibration.
Okay.
All right, bye.